Hey guys, Michael here, and I'm back to talk bricks. Today we're talking This Week in Bonus LEGO News, where every Saturday I bring you the LEGO stories you need to know. It's an epic week with huge rumors from Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Harry Potter, City, Ninjago, and more. Bricktober's back. Could this mean LEGO Legend of Zelda? And what sets are coming for Book of Boba Fett? And I'll kick off another round of the weekly giveaway. Just subscribe and leave a comment about this week's news. And of course, I'm back with LEGO deals from Amazon and across the web, so if you want to pick anything up to support the channel, there's links in the description below. First from Walmart, we got the LEGO Ideas Treehouse for 15% off. Next over to Amazon from LEGO Star Wars, we've got the Millennium Falcon and Yoda sets for 20% off. Plus, Dio's 27% off. From LEGO Super Mario, we've got Whomp's Lava Trouble for 25% off. LEGO Architecture Empire State Building is 22% off. Plus, LEGO Technic Dom's Dodge Charger and LEGO Bonsai Tree are 20% off. The LEGO Dots Secret Holder is 25% off, and the Magical Forest Bracelet is 43% off. And if you want to pick anything up and support the channel, you can find these deals and more in the description below. Next up, thanks to Promo Bricks and Brick Merge, we've got tons of 2022 set rumors coming from Star Wars, Harry Potter, Ninjago, Marvel, City, and more. First up for Star Wars, last week we talked about the UCS Landspeeder, ATST, and so many more sets coming, but there's even more on the way. First up for the upcoming Disney Plus series, The Book of Boba Fett, we're going to be getting Boba Fett's palace. During The Mandalorian, we got a look at Boba Fett sitting down at Jabba's former palace, and now we're going to get to see what it looks like when he takes over. This set is set to retail for $100, and it's been a while since we got a set of Jabba's palace, so I'm very excited to see how this one turns out. And I'm honestly just intrigued about the new show in general. The next set we're getting is called Yoda Training, and it reminds me of course of the scene from Dagobah. At $80, this set should be much larger than versions we've gotten in the past, which could give us a far more detailed Yoda's hut and maybe even more of the surrounding area. And I'd even love to get a small part of the submerged X-Wing. Next up, we've got the Death Star Battle, which of course reminds me of the final Duel set that we got recently. At $60, it's a bit cheaper than that one though, so it's a bit unclear which scene from the Death Star that we'd see. And personally, I'm hoping that we'll see something a little bit different than that one. Previously, we'd gotten this small build for Yoda's lightsaber, and it turns out that we're going to be getting another lightsaber build. This time of Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, though it's unclear if it's going to be his newer one or of course the Skywalker family saber. The original Yoda's lightsaber was a gift with purchase set when you bought the Mos Eisley Cantina at launch, and this new Skywalker lightsaber is rumored to be a gift with purchase for the upcoming UCS AT-AT, which is set to retail for $800, which is obviously a heftier price tag than the previous promotion, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Next up for DC, last week we talked about the new sets coming from the Batman. This includes 3 minifigure style sets, but also another recent rumor of a LEGO Technic Batmobile. The set is rumored to retail for $100 and is said to look a lot like the Dom's Dodge Charger set that you see here. And while LEGO Technic's not necessarily my thing, I think it's awesome that they're bringing the DC license to the line. And speaking of superheroes, we're going to be getting some sets from Marvel, Spidey and His Amazing Friends, which is a kid-focused Disney Plus show featuring Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Spider-Gwen. As such, the line is rumored to be a 4+ line, but there's plenty of interesting characters that could make awesome minifigures. First up, we've got the Spider-Man Webquarters for $50. They spend a lot of time here in the show, and there's lots of interesting areas inside, though I'm hopeful it's that big walker. The set is rumored to include Rhino, which we've never gotten a good fig of, and I hope it's a big fig. Next up, we've got Spider-Man in Doc Ock's laboratory, which is $30, and will include Spider-Man and this awesome version of Doc Ock, plus a third figure. Next, we've got Hulk and Rhino's Truck Duel, featuring Hulk, who's featured on the show, and Rhino again. Though sadly at $20, I don't think these are big figs. And finally, we've got Spider-Man Techno Truck for $10, featuring Spider-Man and the awesome Green Goblin. And if they do more sets, I hope we get these awesome vehicles. Next from Ninjago, we're going to be getting a ton of sets next year that don't seem to be related to a season or Ninjago legacy. New for this year is the Evo line, which features scaled-down vehicles, kind of like the Microfighters line from Star Wars. First, we've got Jay's Thunder Dragon Evo with 140 pieces, retailing for $20. The build is said to be a scaled-down version of his well-known dragon, but it's unclear if it's his Lightning Dragon or his Elemental Thunder Dragon. The set is set to include Jay and a snake, and many think it's this one from the Target in-store promo, which features him with some really epic thunder printing and that awesome headpiece. Next up, we've got Zane's Power Mech Evo with 95 pieces, retailing for $10. This one again is scaled down, and at that price, it reminds me of the recent Marvel mechs, and this one is said to include Zane and a snake. Next up, we've got Kai's Fire Dragon Evo with 204 pieces, retailing for $29.99. The Fire Dragon is similar in size to the Thunder Dragon, and it also includes Kai, a snake with a jetpack, and a snake with a drone. And finally, we've got Lloyd's Race Car Evo with 279 pieces, retailing for $30. The set is said to be a smaller version of the Nightcrawler you see here, and featured Lloyd with 2 snake minifigures. Next up, we've got the Ninja Dojo Temple with 1,394 pieces, retailing for $100. This set was originally rumored to be a modular building, but instead it's just a set that connects to one of the other sets in the line. The temple design will look like a pagoda and sit on a rocky structure. It said the roofs will be dark green and the walls white with brown details. The set also includes a small fire mech and a vehicle for the snakes, and included will be Lloyd, Wu, Nia, Cole, Kai, and 2 snake figures. Next up, we've got the Ninja Training Center with 524 pieces, retailing for $40, and this is the one that connects to the previous set. The set features builds for different things to train on, like a punching bag, a target, a snake pit, and a slide. And all of these can connect to each other and to that larger dojo temple. Also included is another small mech, Jay Zane, and a snake. There's also going to be 3 small Spinjitzu Ninja Training sets for $10 each, featuring Jay, Lloyd, and Kai. And these sets usually are pretty fun at their price point. Next up, we've got the Ultra Combo Ninja Mech Mech with 1,104 pieces retailing for $85, and it's said to look something like the Megazord from Power Rangers. And from a LEGO perspective, it definitely reminds me of the LEGO Ideas Voltron. This wild combiner mech features different colored sections for Zane, Cole, Kai, and Jay. And there are different colored sections and elements that correspond with the ninja. There are also two smaller snake mechs as opponents. And this one just sounds awesome and I can't wait to see it. Next up, we've got Lloyd's Legendary Dragon with 747 pieces retailing for $70. This dragon is said to be a pretty good size with its green color and dark blue accents. And this one will include Lloyd, Nia, and two snakes. And finally, we've got Lloyd's Ninja Mech with 57 pieces retailing for $10, and it's a 4+ mech. Next up, it looks like the LEGO City line is going back to space. First up, we've got the Lunar Research Base, which is said to retail for $100. And this one should look pretty cool being on the moon's surface. Next up, we've got the Lunar Space Station for $60, and I think this one might look similar to the one that we got previously. Finally, we've got the Moon Rover for $30, which I imagine will also look like this similar Mars Rover set that we got. This week, we also got the release of the Build to Launch series on LEGO Education's YouTube channel, which may have given us a look at what the minifigures might look like. In the episode, we were introduced to two new characters sporting these awesome new spacesuits. They feature a flame yellow design with teal accents and the classic space logo, and I think they look fantastic. Plus, there was even another character they introduced featuring another new minifigure design that I have to imagine we'll see in some of these space sets. As just like this video series, the sets seem to be centered around traveling to the moon, but I suppose we'll have to wait and see to be sure. Next up from Harry Potter, next month we're going to be getting a gift with purchase featuring the Gryffindor dormitory. It's been a long time since we've gotten a set based on the Gryffindor dormitory, and I'm very excited to see how this one turns out, as it's likely going to be in the same modular style as the recent line of sets. And it'll be available from October 25th through November 7th with purchases over $100. And speaking of upcoming promos, after the successful Amelia Earhart set, it looks like we're going to be getting one based off of Jane Goodall, who has dedicated nearly 60 years as a primatologist and anthropologist focusing on the conservation of chimpanzees. And this set comes at a perfect timing as LEGO just introduced that brand new mold which could work perfectly for the chimpanzees. That all said, it's unclear if this one's going to be a gift with purchase like the Amelia Earhart tribute, or if it's instead going to be a new set like the October release of the mini Disney Castle. So we'll have to wait and see. Next up in LEGO Ideas news, there were 3 more projects that 10,000 supporters on the platform. First up, we've got Hyrule Castle 30th Anniversary. This set celebrates the 30th anniversary of the introduction of Hyrule Castle and features its appearance from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. The build for the castle looks really great, and it features tons of recognizable details from the game. Plus, of course, all the characters like Calamity Ganon, Princess Zelda, a Bokoblin, and Link. As a huge fan of the game, I'd love to see this as a set, but for some reason these Zelda projects just don't make it past the review. Next, we've got Great Coral Reef. The project's designer did an unbelievable job of recreating the undersea floor with all of its color and unique texture by leveraging parts in such unique ways. I would really love to see a set like this, and I'm curious with all of its crazy parts how the instructions would work and how much something like this might cost. And it's projects like this that really remind me of all the great creativity in the fan community. And finally, we've got Terrariums, which features 3 different sizes and shapes of unique glass terrariums with plants inside. The build obviously takes cues from the LEGO Ideas ship in a bottle, but it really does a nice job of creating unique plant structures out of pieces. I love the different habitats inside, and I could really see this one being an awesome display piece. With LEGO now having its own botanical collection line of sets, I'm very interested to know if this one would be picked for the final review. But as always, we'll have to wait and see. Next up, over in Asia, Bricktober is back with the fairy tale collection of sets, with each set being based on a classic fairy tale. First up, we've got the build for Hansel and Gretel featuring the witch's house. The house's design is super cute, covered in sweets, and there's even micro figures for Hansel and Gretel. And the set will be available at Toys R Us from September 24th through October 7th. Next up, we've got Jack and the Beanstalk. The build here is super unique with Jack's house below, the beanstalk, and the castle in the clouds. And this set will be available from October 8th through the 15th. Next up, we've got Little Red Riding Hood. The build features a backdrop of grandmother's house as well as a build for the bed with a wolf inside. And this one will be available from the 16th through the 24th. And finally, we've got Alice in Wonderland. This build features tons of detail with the Mad Hatter Tea Party, a clock, the White Rabbit, and the Mad Hatter's hat. And it's unclear if this one will be available from Toys R Us or another retailer. Overall, the sets look pretty nice, and while I wish they were available in the US, at least they're not the classic Bricktober minifigure packs. So there you have it, folks. That was this week in bonus LEGO news, and 2022 is shaping up to be a pretty impressive year. Out of everything here, I'm really excited for the new Star Wars sets, and I'm very curious to see what minifigures will come in the Marvel sets. Not to mention, for Ninjago, it's going to be hard to turn down that Dojo Temple and of course the Combiner Mech, as if I wasn't already saving for enough sets. Be sure to leave this video a thumbs up down below as it really helps others find the channel, and don't forget to subscribe because I'll be back next Saturday with even more LEGO news. And let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What did you think about all the stories? And which one are you most excited about? And now we've got this week's giveaway winner. Congratulations! And be sure to email me from the About page on my channel so we can coordinate about the prize. And if you want to enter this week's round, just leave me a comment about this week's news. You must be a subscriber subscriber to win. And definitely turn on notifications to find out when my next video is posted, because I'll be announcing the winners at the end of some of the videos. That's all the time we've got for today. Thanks, and have a good one! Hey guys, Michael here. Click here to watch last week's video featuring Star Wars, the Batman, Muppets minifigures, LEGO gaming, and so much more. Don't forget to subscribe.